Dance and movement therapy is the use of the psychology of movement and dance to promote the emotional, cognitive, social, and physical integration of individuals. Appeared in Vietnam since 2015, the concept of dance and movement therapy can be new but very close in nature to Vietnamese culture. And to many people, it seems to be likened to the dances of the worshippers. It is the oldest remedies and psychological therapies helping to relieve the stress, metabolism of physical and mental injuries into a more positive direction. Recently in Hanoi, a program introducing the practical knowledge of dance and movement therapy was held. The program was attended by Ms. Bùi Tuyết Minh, Master of Dance Movement Therapy, and Dr. Kim Dan Phi, President, Dance Movement Therapy Association of Australia. The purpose of the program is to help participants learn more about their body and to explore their own strength through free and open motions. Greetings from Việt Nam on VTC10 Net Việt. In our show today, let's talk about the dance movement therapy in Vietnam. And the guest speaker in our program today is Dr. Kim Dan Phi, a dance movement therapist from the University of Melbourne, Australia. So thank you for joining us. The first question I'd like to ask you is this the first time that you are coming here to Vietnam? And what can I say about the development of Vietnam nowadays?
This is my second time to Vietnam. My first time I came on holidays, which was very enjoyable, and I went to many nice restaurants and did a lot of shopping. But this time I've just come to work, and I've enjoyed very much working with so many people who are wanting to learn so much. So it's a very good opportunity for me to meet Vietnamese people who share my interests, who want to develop their skills and learn to work well with their communities and their clients or their students or the people who they are employed to look after or to serve.
As far as I know, you have been doing the dance movement therapy for more than 40 years. So this time coming to Vietnam, what do you bring to the Vietnamese people here?
One thing I was very interested to explore is how ideas about dance movement therapy that developed in the West would connect with Vietnamese ideas of what well-being is and what's important to Vietnamese people for their health. And one thing that has come up in our discussions is the idea that Vietnamese culture and many other Asian cultures have the idea that mind, body and spirit are all connected. And so for a person to be well, they need to be well in all of these ways. And that idea is shared just the same in dance movement therapy. So we don't just work with the body, and we don't just work with the mind, and we don't just work with the expression or the spiritual self, we work with all of those elements together.
You were in a workshop with a lot of Vietnamese participants for the dance movement therapy. So how impressed are you with those participants?
So one very interesting thing to come to a different culture is that the things that matter to all of us are the same. We need to be connected to other people. We need to have well-being in our bodies and our minds. And one way we can do this is through expression and through the way that dance and other art forms enable us to express ourselves. So I've really enjoyed meeting all of the people. We had doctors, social workers, teachers, dancers, parents, people who work with disability who have been at these workshops, and all wanting to learn and explore how to use creativity and bodily expression to enable clients to have a better quality of life. The difference between dance movement therapy and other types of dance, so some people in Vietnam might learn traditional cultural dance or ballet or hip hop or other forms of dance, is that in dance therapy we use expression, we use our own personal expression, and each person is invited to express themselves within their own ability. So that means that we can still express ourselves even if we are in a wheelchair and we don't have movement in the bottom half of our body, or if we've had a stroke and we can only move one half of our body. And so we find ways to enable people's creativity and expression through movement. So we've done activities today where we worked in groups, we've done activities where we worked in partners, and we've used different props, fans and scarves and fabric to create something beautiful that inspires people to participate and express themselves.
Today, Bùi Tuyết Minh and Kim Danfree are guiding participants to explore themselves through the gentle and powerful movements.
Chúng tôi ở trong nhóm múa và chuyển động trị liệu tổ chức cái buổi workshop này với hy vọng rằng tiếp cận mang múa và chuyển động trị liệu tiếp cận nhiều hơn đối với cộng đồng, và hy vọng rằng không chỉ họ sử dụng một kỹ thuật về múa và chuyển động trị liệu cho chính bản thân mình mà còn phục vụ cho những người, đặc biệt là cái chủ đề ngày hôm nay là phục vụ cho những người khuyết tật, những người về thiểu năng trí tuệ, bởi vì là đây cũng là một cái dự án mà sắp tới múa và chuyển động trị liệu sẽ tổ chức những cái khóa đào tạo cho những người đang làm việc, những chuyên gia tâm lý hoặc là những bác sĩ, giáo viên đang làm việc cho những người hoặc là đang chăm sóc những người khuyết tật.
With people who often choose to sacrifice, so it will take more time for each individual to stop, connect, listen to his or her body, mind, what he really wants. Therefore, dance movement therapy can help relax, reduce fatigue, which is considered an effective solution for everyone in today's busy life. For people with disabilities, this therapy is really effective when they are freed of their body without medication or special support methods.
Mình thấy thì ở Việt Nam ấy có rất là nhiều nhóm người yếu thế, người khuyết tật này, những người mà trẻ khuyết tật, trẻ tự kỷ, tăng động rất là nhiều. Thì mình cũng chưa thấy là một cái trị liệu trọn vẹn hoặc là toàn diện cho những cái đối tượng đấy. Thì mình thấy múa chuyển động trị liệu là một cái để mà những cái đối tượng đấy có thể giải phóng những cái chuyển động của cơ thể, và ít nhất là họ cảm thấy được vận động, đó là một cái điều rất là quan trọng rồi. Thì mình đến vì cái lý do đấy.
Trong buổi hôm nay thì mình thấy là nó hữu ích với chính mình, vì là mình đã được kết nối với cái cơ thể của mình, kết nối với tâm trí và với tâm hồn của mình thông qua những cái chuyển động đó. Và cái chuyển động mà mình thích nhất chính là cái bài tập soi gương. Tức là mình đã nhìn thấy mình ở trong người bạn làm bài tập cùng mình và nhìn thấy hình ảnh của bạn ý ở trong mình. Tức là nó có một sự kết nối rất là chân thành và sâu sắc.
Đây cũng là một cái hướng mà giúp cái trị liệu cho những người tàn tật, những người mà cần cái sự giúp đỡ của mình ấy, là một cái hướng rất là tốt, không cần dùng thuốc mà chỉ cần trao cho người ta một cái sự tự tin, trao cho người ta những cái hoạt động mà người ta có thể theo được, thì tôi nghĩ là nó sẽ rất hiệu quả cho đối với những cái trường hợp này.
In your opinion, what are the benefits of the dance movement therapy?
So dance movement therapy enables people to be physically active, so it's good for fitness, for coordination, for balance, but it's also good for our mental fitness too. So it stimulates our thinking, and especially our creative thinking. And it also touches our emotions. So we have our hearts engaged in that too. So we connect with other people. And then sometimes we also connect with our culture or our spiritual life through dance movement therapy. Yesterday we had a beautiful experience when one young man who grew up in a fishing village shared this story in movement, and he showed the fishing and the catching fish and the going to market and calling across the river and sharing the fish with his mother. And he could express this whole story in movement without words. And the people who were watching, some of them were crying because they recognized their own story in this movement. So it connected to their cultural life and their past life and the Vietnamese story. So it was something very powerful.
It is obvious that the dance movement therapy brings a lot of benefit to the participants. So in your opinion, are there any obstacles or difficulties they may face?
One thing about dance movement therapy that's different from medical treatments is that many medical treatments, there's a lot of encouragement from drugs and pharmaceutical companies to promote their product. In dance therapy, there's no product, there's just the space and the people. So there's no financial gain for anybody in doing it. So that's one reason why sometimes we could use dance therapy to help people, but instead they're given a drug to lift their mood of depression. So we hope that this opportunity to work together and share the ideas with many people from different fields, and the opportunity to share this information on television will help introduce these ideas to Vietnam and enable them to grow and bring the benefits to people. That's a very affordable and accessible kind of way to help people of all age groups, of both genders and all walks of life, to improve quality of life.
In the future, do you intend to come back to Vietnam and to share and introduce the dance movement therapy with more and more people here?
Well, it's very exciting to see this possibility, and always when I'm coming to a new country, I have to think carefully about whether I'm bringing something that's going to be meaningful to those people whose culture is different than my own. And what I've discovered over this week is that the ideas that I shared were received very warmly by the people. I feel very encouraged by my experience this week that dance movement therapy is something that is right for people in Vietnam. And this is a good time with the energy of Minh, who is a wonderful leader, who's very entrepreneurial, and so has been able to introduce many people to these ideas. And then the people who've come to the workshops, including doctors who work in hospitals, are very enthusiastic to bring these ideas back and share them with their community. So we may find that this is something that's going to develop well for people of Vietnam. And I would be pleased to be invited to come back and work and share my work. And I would hope that in the future that helps to the development of dance movement therapy. So eventually Vietnamese people will be the ones leading dance movement therapy forward in Vietnam. And I am enthusiastic to contribute to that.
Once again, thank you for joining us, and we hope in the future you will have more opportunities to come back to Vietnam and to share your experience with more and more Vietnamese people here. And that's all we have for this episode of Sang Việt Nam today. For comment and feedback, don't hesitate to write to us at sangvietnam@netvietttv.net. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.